Now it's time for the speech by the Secretary General of our conference, Ms. Marina Kalliga.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your Excellencies, esteemed guests, fellow student officers, and dear delegates. On November 26, 10 children were killed when a Syrian jet struck a playground with a cluster bomb, adding to the death toll of over 3,000 children that have died since the clashes began almost 2 years ago. The loss of these innocent lives has been reported daily in international news and has alarmed many around the world. The situation in Syria is undoubtedly grave. But what I find truly alarming is that the number of children who have died there constitute only a small fraction of the number of children that die each year. Today alone, 21,000 children will die. Every day, 21,000 children die. That number shocked me, and I still struggle to comprehend the true magnitude of it. Referring to these children, UNICEF stated in 2000, "They die quietly in some of the poorest villages on earth, far removed from the scrutiny and the conscience of the world. Being meek and weak in life makes them invisible in death." 12 years later, not much seems to have changed. The majority of these children are invisible in death, just like they were in life. As the Honourable Representative of UNICEF stated, most of them actually die from preventable causes, due to a lack of proper nutrition, water, sanitation, and housing, as well as a lack of access to medication and treatment. Death is therefore closely linked to poverty. Children from poor backgrounds are not only more susceptible to diseases, but they're also more vulnerable to the worst forms of exploitation. They're often denied their human rights, trafficked for the purpose of forced labor, sexual exploitation, or organ trade. And also, they're recruited into armed forces. It is estimated that the 300,000 child soldiers who are recruited by government militaries, paramilitaries, and militias, and are molded into the most vicious instruments of war. We cannot begin to understand the full extent of the psychological trauma, but we can try to help and offer them the best care and rehabilitation possible. In order to prevent such injustices, we must break the poverty cycle. Collective efforts between governments, the UN, national and international organizations, and individuals need to be made in order to ensure that everyone has access to the essential medical services they need and they can cover their basic needs. We must focus on ending poverty and human rights violations of the children of today in order to ensure that their children will suffer in the same way that they do now. Essential in this battle is, of course, education. In Nelson Mandela's famous words, "Education is the most powerful weapon, which you can use to change the world." Only by investing in education will we be able to give children a chance at a better life. We can see this in practice in Jordan, where joint efforts of the state, UNICEF, and the European Union have resulted in a school being set up for Syrian refugees. Children who have lost loved ones and have been forced to leave their homes are given the opportunity to heal in a safe environment and to dream about their future. They've expressed hopes to return to Syria one day and to help rebuild their country and, of course, their lives. The courage, strength, and determination to overcome the challenges shown by so many other children like them is truly inspiring. We decided to dedicate this year's CGSMUN to youth in order to give you the opportunity to discuss and propose viable solutions to the problems faced by so many others our own age. The creativity, the passion, the strong will to make a change that I've witnessed in so many of my peers has convinced me that youth can make a better world. And I believe that they should be actively involved in the policies in drafting the policies that will bring this about. Though this conference may only be a simulation, I honestly believe that many of you will leave here with a strong will to, once you're a part of the decision-making process in the future, not overlook the plight of children and other youngsters, but instead focus on measures to help them, contrary to so many leaders of today. I hope that through this conference, we promote the values of tolerance and respect towards each other, as well as partnership and cooperation, which are essential in all efforts for a brighter future. I know that for some of you, this will be a life-changing experience. You may open your eyes for the first time to the numerous problems our world faces. You may decide on a future career path. You may form strong and long-lasting friendships. You may be inspired to strive for change. And you may create memories that will last you a lifetime. This is everything the CGSMUN 2009 offered me. And it is my highest hopes that these same things will be offered to you through CGSMUN 2012. I wish you all a lovely conference. Thank you.